This is the Eclectic Discussion Podcast.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two, they got nothing but the genes. They got...
What's up, everybody? Thank you for downloading and streaming and sharing the Eclectic Discussion Podcast. I'm clearly eclectic. Listen, another episode, we're doing Diff'rent Strokes. Diff'rent Strokes, 8 seasons, 1978 to 86. No spinoff, even though Mr. Drummond was on Maude. Listen, Maude was that show. Everything started with Maude. Anyway, wealthy, and the first time I've heard the word tycoon. Tycoon, they called him a tycoon. Mr. Drummond, Philip, was a widower and a father. And he took his housekeeper's sons because she asked on her deathbed. He's very nice. He's a very nice guy.
Please, Mrs. Garrett, they're orphans. Please help me make them feel at home here. I hardly know them.
Orphans?
From Harlem.
Harlem?
Yes. Their mother was my housekeeper for many years. A sweet, wonderful woman. She was like a member of the family. On her deathbed, she asked me to look after her 2 boys. They have no relatives that can take them in.
Anyway, he took in her 2 sons in Manhattan. They lived on Park Avenue in the penthouse, no less, with a housekeeper, Miss Garrett, and the hijinks ensued. So, in the beginning, there wasn't a lot of Kimberly. So Kimberly was Philip Drummond's daughter. She was away at school. There was a lot of people coming over, and then the kids would be upstairs, and Mr. Drummond would be like, "Would you like to meet my sons?" And they'd come running downstairs, and then the normal white people, they would be all shocked and laughter because they were black.
Because you're black.
Also, most of the early episodes had Willis being a dick and wanting to move back to Harlem with nobody, no family, because guess what, dumbass? They're gone. So why were you trying to go back? Anyway, it was a lot of spanking on that show. It was a lot of hand to ass on that show. That didn't sound great. Miss Garrett left to be the headmaster at the school Kimberly was she was at, called Eastland, which turned into Facts of Life, but Kimberly was never on there. Listen, they had 3 housekeepers: Miss Garrett, Adelaide, and Pearl. I guess Miss Garrett was the best, but Pearl was the funniest. Adelaide was a waste of damn time, and she was extra annoying. Then you had Dudley and Robbie, Arnold's friends. I don't think Willis ever had friends. Nobody really messed with Willis. Both of them, Arnold and Willis, got beat up by the Gooch. The Gooch is the invisible, you never seen bully at the school that always beat up Arnold and take his lunch and shit. Willis did join the gang, the Tarantulas, and he ended up in jail. So that happened. Or maybe the Tarantulas was his friends. They tried to give, so everybody knows the "what you talking about" phrase. So they tried to give Willis a catchphrase, "say what," but it didn't catch on. No one cares. You didn't know. But Janet Jackson, Charlene Dupree. That's the stuff. That's what we're here for, right? No, we're not gonna talk about Janet Jackson anymore. All right. But Janet, the magic is working, and then the Janet shoulder shimmy when she. All right, fine. Back to the show. Arnold had another friend, Kathy Gordon. She was the one in the wheelchair, and she was born with something I still can't pronounce. But she was on the show, and She came on the show as an episode when Arnold found out he wasn't going to grow any taller. They actually put that in the show. That was good. And he was feeling all bad, and then she rolled up on a wheelchair like, look, it could be a lot worse, which, okay. It wasn't presented that way, but basically that's what we were supposed to do. Fine. And then, let's see, Miss Chung, his finance teacher, she was on there. They were going to do a spinoff with just him at school, which would have been dope, but they never did it. Willis got done by Janet because she should have been with me.
Oh, come on, Charlene. You're just being super sensitive. Why do I have to ask you?
Because a girl likes to be asked. You take me for granted, Willis. You expect me to be available anytime you want to see me.
Well, of course. You're my girl.
Well, I don't like being taken for granted. When we do something, I want to be asked.
Okay. Okay, you got it. Will you go roller skating with me tonight, honey mouth? Please, sweet stuff.
Well, I suppose I could wash my hair tomorrow night.
Ah, that's better. Hello? Hey, Vernon, what's happening, my man? Would I like to go to the basketball game? Is Amos famous? All right, great. I'll meet you there. Bye. Isn't that terrific? Vernon's got an extra ticket for the basketball game.
Oh, for when?
Tonight. Oh, you won't mind anyway, because you want to wash your hair.
I won't mind. I don't believe this. You're doing it again.
Doing what?
Taking me for granted. Willis, I've had it with you. That's it.
Hey, Charlene, wait a second. Why get so steamed? Well, definitely go.
And he ended up dating the ops. Anne-Marie Johnson was on there. She was an undercover cop playing 21 Jump Street at his school, and he ended up dating her. Arnold's other enemy, not the Gooch, was Lisa Hayes.
Goodbye, Mrs. James. I will always cherish my fond memories of you. And I will try to make the world a better place to live by keeping an eye on troublemakers like Arnold Jackson and his band of merry twits.
Oh, man, Arnold. You know Lisa's gonna make problems for us with the new teacher.
Yeah, no, we don't need her getting us into trouble. We can do that ourselves. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's beat Lisa to the punch and put that teacher's pet right where she belongs, in the doghouse.
Yeah, I'd love to do something.
She was on the show. They were funny. And what was not funny to most, but hilarious to me, was the very special episode, The Bicycle Man. All right, we don't have to go into it, but the mice in the cartoon and playing Tarzan.
What we need is a Tarzan yell from you, Dudley. You know, pounding on the chest.
He sounds like a dying water buffalo.
You know, what would really be terrific would be for Tarzan to have a lion to wrestle. Huh?
Mr. Horton, that's a great idea.
I don't think this Tarzan could wrestle a grasshopper.
Hey, I got a great idea. Why don't I be the lion? And you take the pictures, Arnold, okay?
Okay by me?
You know how to operate that thing, Arnold?
Oh, yeah, sure. We have one of these at home, only more expensive.
I guess I'm the first semi-bald king of the jungle. All right, why don't you hop on my back there? And I'll pretend like I'm gonna try and throw you there. I'm sorry I don't have a tail for you to hang on to.
That's okay. You can just wag your behind.
Okay, here we go. The old roar. That's a lot of fun, isn't it, Dudley?
Yeah.
Say, man, we're going to have to protect ourselves here in the jungle. I mean, we don't want to be bitten by the terrible tsetse fly now, do we, huh? Maybe we should have a little more wine.
No, thanks. I'd rather get bitten on the tsetse.
Well, I know my friend Dudley's not going to let me down. Huh?
Sure, I'll have some more. You gonna be a chicken, Arnold?
Well,
Also, Arnold ain't shit. They were both there. Arnold saw what was popping and dipped on Dudley and left him getting drugged and almost stretched out.
Hey! That mouse just lost his pants! Dudley, this is an X-rated cartoon!
cartoon. It's dirty.
Arnold, it's not dirty.
I don't like this cartoon.
No, Dudley, look, if Arnold wants to go, then that's what he should do. Listen, Dudley, don't worry about Arnold. We can have a lot more fun without him. After the cartoon's over, we'll play Neptune, King of the Sea.
How do you play that?
Oh, well, you know, it takes a lot of water, but bathtub, a shower. Oh, it's a great game. You're going to love it.
Just go watch the Bicycle Man episode. It gotta be on YouTube. All right. All is not well, though. The show did eventually go to shit. And yes, Maggie and Fuckface Sam.
Yesterday?
Dana Plato was abusing drugs, so they wrote her off the show and said she was in Paris. And then, like the last season, they redid the intro song, and Willis had a curl, and Dixie Carter was gone, but Fuckface Sam stayed. At least the good news is the Gooch also beat up Sam. That was a bonus. But Diff'rent Strokes was the king of the very special episodes. The bike shop. Yo, Arnold really dipped on Dudley. All right. The bike shop. Nancy Reagan showed up with a red dress to say no to drugs, which ironically Willis and Kimberly both got fucked up. When Kim's hair turned green.
Hey, Kimberly. What's that green stuff hanging out from under the towel?
What do you mean? What did you do? Stick your head in a bowl of spinach?
Very funny, Arnold.
Dad, are you sure you won't change your mind about my curfew tonight?
Honey, what is that green stuff hanging out from underneath your towel?
What's happened to my hair?
It turned green because of some, what was it? Like the copper and brain water, some shit happened when she was shampooing her hair. Kimberly almost got raped when they were hitchhiking. Everybody had a drinking problem at some point on the show. They were teasing the girl that had a seizure. They was teasing her, and then there was you wouldn't want this to happen to you, and all that shit happened. Kim was sexually harassed at her burger job. But then, look, so she was sexually harassed at the burger joint. The dude found out that Mr. Drummond had money, apologized to her, and then everything was good somehow. And then he was moving her up in the company so he could get closer to Mr. Drummond, and then shit went to shit. My favorite very special, air quotes, sad episode is when Sam got kidnapped. I was hoping they'd forget him or they'd kill him off. Hate Sam. Never watch a Sam episode.
You get this straight, Sam. This is your family from now on. And stay away from that telephone. You step out of line just once. Can you remember what I told you I would do? I will kill your parents, Sam.
But...
You hear me and understand me.
Yes, sir.
They had a trial where they accused Arnold of putting Abraham. Abraham was his black goldfish.
Be careful of my goldfish. His name's Abraham.
I've never seen a black goldfish before.
That's okay. He never saw a rich white man before either.
They had a trial where they accused Arnold of putting Abraham in the hot tub. The episode where Arnold faked wetting the bed because he wasn't getting attention. So he faked like he was pouring water in the bed. Arnold met old girl at the hospital and they ran away together, but his appendix was about to burst. So he had to go back. That was the first time I ever even heard of an appendix. And like, I think the rest of that year I was thinking, what if mine burst? It spooked me out. The very special episodes didn't do shit, but I was like, I don't want an appendix blow up. Grady from Sanford and Son, but he wasn't playing Grady. He was on there pretending to be Arnold and Willis's long-lost cousin, trying to get some inheritance. Arnold and Willis tried to put Mr. Drummond on welfare because they overheard like a phone conversation and thought he was going broke, so they tried to sign him up for welfare. Willis wore a fake mustache and got a date with Sherry Belafonte. That happened. Arnold took karate classes, and Willis told him he had a killer foot. And they were gassing him up like he was super nice with the karate, and his foot was lethal, and he went to school and the gooch beat his ass. Mr. Drummond got in a car accident, lost his memory, and started to remember only Kimberly. And then Arnold and Willis left and went back to Harlem. But they were just on the street. Stupid. Arnold stole a Spider-Man comic book to get in the Gooch's good graces and got caught stealing. Mr. Drummond's cousin. So it was one, Mr. Drummond's cousin looked just like Mr. Drummond and drag though. So it was a female cousin came to visit. So when I'm watching this show, I'm like, damn, they do the little split screen and have him act and then act with, drag on with the wig and the dress and stuff. But it was really Conrad Bain who played Mr. Drummond's twin brother. I mean, they looked just alike, and the twin brother was something. Garrett Morris was Santa and Rob the Drummonds. That was my episode because he visited earlier and then he had some putty or some clay, and when he left he put it over the door so it wouldn't lock. I don't know how they didn't realize the door wasn't locked, but they're in the penthouse, who knows, it doesn't matter, who cares. Anyway, so then later on that night he came back, walked right in, stole all the presents under the tree. That was great. I like that. I like larceny. The show got canceled before it ended, and the last show wasn't supposed to be the last show, so the cast didn't know. Like, they were like, the cast found out reading TV Guide or some shit. Like, oh, we ain't got no show no more. So yeah, that happened. It had some good guest stars. Mr. T was on there.
Can I come in, little T?
Sure, Big T.
I thought we might have a little talk. Like head to head.
Sure, what about?
Well, I'm really flattered that you tried to look like me to impress that girl.
I even glued some hair on my chest.
Wow, that's more than what I got. But anyway, I think you're going about this all the wrong way.
What do you mean?
You see, if you want to get somewhere in life, or with a girl, you can't go around copying somebody else. You got to be your own original.
They snuck on the Knight Rider set. Muhammad Ali, he showed up when they lied and said Arnold was dying. So that was one of his dying wishes. Reggie Jackson was on there. Joey Lawrence. Joey Lawrence always shows up on the show in the 80s. Arnold showed up on Silver Spoons. They had Ed Too Tall Jones. Forrest Whitaker was on Diff'rent Strokes. Jane Kennedy, Andrew Dice Clay, Kareem, Dorothy Hamill, and Robin Gibbons. Oh, boy. Arnold and Mr. Drummond did show up on an episode of The Fresh Prince when they were going to buy the Banks mansion. They were going to buy the house. They showed up on there.
This looks like a great place, Arnold.
Yeah, Willis would love it.
Oh, yeah, that is, if he wouldn't mind living over a haunted Indian burial ground.
Who are you?
Hey, I'm Will Smith. I'm the realtor. At night, you can hear the wailing of the dead.
What you talking about, Will?
I think he's oversteady a little bit, Arnold.
You're probably right, Dad. Let's check out this fly pad. I could get used to living in the lap of luxury.
You know, Arnold, those things were a lot funnier when you were still a little child.
Yeah, well, Dad, your little stories were a lot more interesting back then, too. Hey, let's check out the wet bar.
Wait, we don't have one.
Let's check out the house down the street.
Thanks anyway.
But listen, Diff'rent Strokes, great show until Sam, of course. But, I got to see Janet and Robert Givens, so it was one of the greatest shows of all time. Anyway, wanted to do a quick episode to get you remembering Diff'rent Strokes. Maybe you go back and catch a couple episodes on YouTube or find a box set or download some shit. Are you still doing torrents? Am I that old? Anyway, I'm gonna do more shows if you guys like these. But in the meantime and between time, appreciation.
I want the whole story from beginning to end.
Well, while I was there with Dudley, he gave us some pizza and wine.
What else went on there?
Oh, thanks, Mr. Horton.
I got a terrific idea, Arnold. What's the old saying? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
You keep coming up with these presents, you can scratch me all over. Hi, Mr. Horton.
Well, hi, Arnold.
I'm back for another load. I have a way with words when I put my mouth to it.
This sounds like a job for Captain Banana Split. Follow me.
Hey, this is like a house.
Sure, I live here. Oh, you like games? You like the bananas, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, listen, we'll make this a three-dipper job here.
Yeah.
I'll bet you're a whipped cream man, too.
Yeah. 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 I really like you.
I like you, too, Arnold. You know, there's just one thing, though. Maybe it would be best if you didn't even mention, you know, that you came back here and that I gave you all this ice cream before dinner. Why don't we just make it our little secret? You know something, Arnold? I really like you. I really like you. You and I are going to have a lot of good times together.